Where we left off with Troy Andrews is we were talking about America's need for energy investments and energy independence, and how the Wall Street movement, which is literally ESG, environmental, social justice, and governance, has been working against that. So the question we have now is, should we be energy independent? I think the answer is a resounding yes. If we import all of our oil at the same time that our dollar is weakening, our economy is going to be in big trouble. Globally, the world is dependent on a petrodollar. That means all oil traded globally was priced in dollars, and that gave us a huge advantage, and it was important. But Russia and China have been fighting to stop that. In fact, the Chinese have begun trading oil and oil futures in renminbi, or the Chinese yuan. That's created a problem for our economy. So what are we going to do about this? We brought Troy Andrews in, and Troy is not only an energy expert, he's also one of our board members at the NSIC Institute, National Security Investment Consultant Institute. So Troy, let's talk about energy independence and investment and how the two are closely tied together.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is our independence on the energy side created, in my view, over the Trump administration and into this administration, where you can put together a good energy strategy for investment. But as you start peeling back the onion and start adding regulations and uncertainty, then it's really important to have an advisor or an advice, because the strategy is going to be ever changing and the opportunities are going to be different from one aspect to another. As far as buying debt, making investments in midstream, making investments in upstream, how much investment should I make? All those things are going to be changing as regulations are put in place.
Now, you mentioned buying debt, and before we started talking about this, before we came on camera, you were sharing with me that there's debt of great American energy producers that will not default, and yet it's selling at a massive discount. Why?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, because people are uncertain. They don't know. The people that own the debt, they might own debt for a living, like they trade in and out of debt, but sometimes they don't know, and then they hear the administration puts a freeze on federal fracking and easements, and what does that mean? What's going to happen? What's going to happen with Dakota Access?
Get me out. That's what they're saying. Just get me out.
Yeah, they're like, they want to test the waters, and so they see how much somebody's willing to buy their debt position for. And that debt trades at either a premium or, well, never a premium, but a slight discount or whatever, and depending on inflation and those sorts of things. But the debt in a lot of these companies that have taken on debt over the last 5-6 years are trading at a discount, and it's pretty illiquid, but there's opportunities out there for that.
Yeah. Because if you're in the energy business, it's cash. I mean, it's producing. This is not like the internet business where you hope that someday you may get a return on it. You get real returns. It's a real commodity. People are using it on a daily basis. They depend on it.
Yeah.
Unlike tobacco stocks, where we saw the demand for tobacco use went sharply lower. We're not getting off oil and gas anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see energy as a political issue. Both sides of the aisle have to use energy.
Right.
So keeping energy low for America and for Americans and secure for Americans should be of utmost importance to any administration.
And if you ban fracking and if you eliminate the American shale industry, what's that going to do to prices?
Oh, they're going to go up, no question. We're going to have to get our products from another country.